How does your media product represent particular social groups? My magazine is similar to NME and Mojo in its ratio of female to male artists represented, though for ill it is the other way around. The images of my magazine are nearly all of female artists. The small amount of males featured in my magazine suggests that Ill magazine is a publication with a slight targeted gender of females, which is supported in the way that females are presented in my magazine. I decided to include a female artist within the main cover image, as I found from my book research that women are more conventionally placed upon magazine front covers. The female is presented similarly to Alexis Curl's On Clash's cover in that she appears sleek and distanced, from the mise-en-scene of her elegant makeup and hairstyling, as well as her lack of direct eye contact and a hard-hidden face from the profile angle. This could also be said to create a similar enigma to that of Cross's image, for as discussed earlier, it is a mystery to the reader what the artist fully looks like and where she is looking, and so may purchase the magazine to find out. A mid-close-up was used in place of a more typical mid-shot to ensure that the artist be seen in a respectful and non-sexualised light, a representation supported by the high-key lighting making her skin appear even more pale and innocent, and the artist's golden hair resembling a halo. The representation of this female artist shifts dramatically within my double-page spread in the photo montage I created of Maze. I tried to portray as many sides of the artist as possible to make her appear a multifaceted, real person than just an idolised character existing only between a magazine's pages, and also in an attempt to make my magazine appeal to a wide range of audiences. The far left image of the artist directly contradicts her angelic representation on the front cover, as the camera looks slightly down on her, suggesting she is up to no good, and her performance, sticking her tongue out to the audience of whom she directly addresses, conveys her to be wild and intimidating. Her eye contact also supports this interpretation, for she appears confrontational and animalistic in her alert eye. I feel this representation of females would appeal to both males and females within my target market. Females because the wild representation may be something they can relate to, or at least relate to in admiration, and males because she appears dangerous and exciting, and consequently attractive. This unruly representation is supported by the mise-en-scene of the clothing in conjunction with the photo collaboration. The overlapping faded wool snarling on the artist's t-shirt, as well as the camouflage jacket, further portray her to be a wild, powerful woman. This particular portrayal is very appropriate considering the rap elements of my indie rap genre, and is further made fitting to the genre through the artist's hand gesture, a pose made iconic by the rap artist A$AP Rocky, and so another intertextual reference to the artist, one already being the inclusion of a $sign in the artist's name and headline. The subtle links between the female artist featured and the more established male artist connote there may be something romantic going on between the two, a source of scandal for the audience, invoking them to remain on the page to read the entirety of the article, following the uses and gratification theory by seeking information, of which they could use to strengthen personal relationships with peers who are fans of the artist, as well as for entertainment. The romantic notion of A$AP Rocky and Maze leads me on to my next distinct representation, that being young females displayed in a sexual manner, a stereotypical portrayal of both the artist's age and gender. I adjusted the central image of this montage's brightness and contrast so that the artist appeared to have a more extreme peach than cream complexion, and cropped it using the magnetic lasso tool so that only one of her eyes, her lips, and a small part of her t-shirt remained. The combination of the extreme high-key lighting of this image, as well as the artist's serene expression captured in the mid-close-up and her slightly ajar lips painted red, a colour associated with sexuality, and the high angle portray her to be seen in an attractive light, such representation appealing more so to the male rather than the female audience. That being said, the use of the mid-close-up ensures that she is viewed respectfully, and so the artist appears sexual, yet demure and powerful, a positive representation of females, much appropriate for the largely female audience. The final significant representation of females on this page is that of the partially faded monochrome mid-shot image. The female artist is captured in a seemingly non-posed light, and appears natural and friendly as she smiles at someone or something on set, beyond the camera lens. The unprepared shot used in conjunction with the effects present stylize what could have otherwise been a possibly poor image, and gives the feel of behind-the-scenes look at the artist. She appears the stereotype of girl next door, and this image will win over the entire target audience, encouraging them to read the article as it is about a person who they are made to feel they will like instantly. This image defies the negative stereotyping of modern-day media to use, and positively presents this young girl to be sweet and likeable instead. Returning to the contents page, a monochromatic close-up of the female artist is included, who is presented to have been caught in the wrong by her startled expression and direction to the right, as well as the notorious and conventional of the genre graffiti background. The use of extreme high-key lighting on the artist creates the feel she is being put on the spot, and works with the just discussed elements to represent the girl as dangerous, a counter-type representation of the gender that works expectedly and stereotypically due to the artist's other characteristics, that being her age and ethnicity. One of Alvadora's main points was that ethnic minorities were presented in the media as being dangerous, and Gold suggested use to be stereotyped as rebellious. Continuing with Gold's findings, the background image used portrays the use to be the researcher's stereotype of self-destructive and perhaps even nihilistic, as connoted by the girl covering her eyes, her indifferent expression captured perfectly in the mid-close-up, and the low-key lighting. I feel my image effects such as the blurring, the desaturation, creating a more serious tone, and the fuzzy broken tape effect strengthen this representation, one of which is negative, but likely to be relatable for a considerable percentage of the readership. In the only image featuring a male artist, I represented him similarly to the Asian female in that he too appears fitting to Gold's findings of youth being rebellious, as connoted by the mise-en-scene of the spray-can props, and further supported by my colouring of the image, to ensure that the artist himself is in the shadows of low-key lighting, the background in high-key. The male appears to be powerful and assertive from his stance, central composition within the frame, and the high angle, a conventional and positive stereotype of the gender, compensating for the lack of inclusion. I am pleased with the way I included only one long shot in the magazine pages created, on the male's image, as it challenges the typical voyeuristic use of such a shot on female artists, and so I feel promotes a positive and empowering message about females to both males and females within the target market.